So are you tired of dying in Arsenal to stuff like this? Well, don't worry, because today I'm going to show you guys how to actually avoid that and make yourself a better player at Arsenal. So the first thing we're going to do is actually examine that clip and see how long that person was even visible, because that looked like it was a very fast shot. Alright, so right now we're going to count how many frames he's visible. So as you can see, we're going to just click right here where it says step forward 1 frame. We're going to see how many clicks it takes until our player is dead. 1. So you can see he's slightly visible. You can see maybe one little black dot here, but I'm going to count that, okay? Because watch. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the 6th frame, you're already dead, right? So in 6 frames, do you know how short of amount of time that is, right? Let's go back to the first frame right here. Let's go back 1. Let me just play this and show you guys how fast that actually is. You see how fast that is? You do not have time to react. Now, I know some of you guys might think that was actually a cheater playing, but I'm going to show you what that guy's perspective is actually like. So you can see a big difference between the person who actually peeked the guy in the corner and what the guy in the corner actually saw. So I'm going to do what I did again, where I'm going to show you how many frames the person in the corner was visible for the guy peeking, because this is completely different from what you saw in the guy in the corner's perspective, okay? So 1 frame, you could already start to see the barrel, but nobody's really going to notice that unless they're looking for it, right? But let's just keep going, right? You could see that the player becomes more and more visible, right? So let's see, okay? See how much longer the player was actually visible. You could actually see the player's whole head, right? You could see on this screen, on this perspective, you're completely wide out. You could see the person completely. But if we go back to the player before, that guy could not see anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in game and actually show you guys why this happens. So for example, I went in game, I lined up a shot against my other account, and as you can see, my other account is pretty much against the wall. You can see, I could see the part of the head, I could see the full body, like look, I can shoot it in the head. But if you're curious to see what this account's perspective is like, also, in case you're curious, if you want to look at the top right, you can see my ping right now is around the 30s, jumps up to 50, I guess, every once in a while. But if we go to the other account, it has the exact same ping. In case you're curious that has to do with anything, it does not. Because it has to do with perspective. Because you can see, with this account, I literally cannot see that account. I cannot see who's toxic on this account. But if I go back, I could shoot this account twice, right? If I could land a shot. I'm not moving, I'm just shooting until it works. And if we look, it moves to see my player, right? But I really could not see that account at all from that corner. And you might be wondering, what could cause this? Why does that happen? And it's a pretty simple thing that has to do with Arsenal's perspective. You see, your camera that you see on your screen is actually in the middle of your head, as far as I'm aware. I can't really, like, it makes the most sense to put it there. And honestly, I mean, it pretty much seems to be in that area. But if you're up against the wall, it puts you at a really bad position. Because, again, I'll put that account at the wall, for example. And if I come over here, if I could find where I am, right? You can see that account is against the wall. If I go right here, you can see you could barely see the arm against this account, which could actually see part of the head, pretty much all of the arm here. You can see most of the body. I could shoot it like that. You see, it's very obvious that there's a difference in perspective. And I'm going to show you guys how to overcome that, okay? So this is something that has to do with real life, because if you don't know, if you're kind of all the way against the corner in real life, somebody's going to see your shoulder, your arms, before you even see them. And it has to do with where your eyes are and kind of the perspective. So I'm going to show you guys how to actually avoid that and make yourself better at Arsenal. Okay, so the first things first is pretty obvious. Don't play against the wall. Something else that I want to point out is the closer you are to a corner of the wall where someone can come out and peek you, the more they're going to see of you before you see them. Okay, I just want to make that clear, because I don't know if some people didn't know that, but the closer you are to a wall, and then the closer you are to a corner, these influence it a lot more, okay? So, like, for example, if you're holding this corner, if you want to wait until someone comes out of that corner, let me go back because I kind of fell by accident. But if you're trying to hold this corner and make sure that nobody pushes this, and you want to get anybody that pushes this corner, your best position is kind of like right here, up here. Because you're going to see when they come up around the corner, and since you're very far from the corner, you're going to have a much better, position to see. So to show you that example, I'm actually going to line it up against my other account again, and I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. So again, you can see that I completely see this account's body and everything. I'm going to shoot it just for an example. That was a horrible idea. So you guys can see that I could actually see this account's full body pretty much, like at least half of the body and part of the head. And I can shoot it, you see. But on this account, since I'm so close to the corner, I don't see anything. Even no matter what I do to try to see around the corner, unless I like turn all the way like this, then I can see around the corner. But other than that, you have to go all the way out and expose your full body to get into a fair fight with this account. So that's another way that I could show you that going very close to the corner is never a good idea, because they're going to see you when you try to peek before you see them. If you want to peek something, like I said, you might want to go a little bit further out away from the corner, okay? Because the way it works is whoever's closest to the corner is going to have more of their body exposed before they see around the corner. Like, for example, let's say we're both going to play around the corner pretty much. Like, we're going to have someone right here, and I'm going to go bring this account to that corner. Where is it? It's on the blue side, so it's right here. So, let's say I'm also very close to the corner, but I'm further away from the corner than that account. So, as you can see, I don't see that account, except for maybe if you're squinting, you could see a little bit of the red glow. Even then, I can barely notice it. Versus, I could see the full arm here. The closer I get to the corner, the more fair the matchup becomes. Right? Let's move this closer to the corner, and now you can see, I can see part of the arm here. I cannot really see the arm here. And I think that should be a more than enough proof that you guys really need to pay attention to that if you want to get better at Arsenal and lose less gunfights. Now I'm going to show you guys one more thing real quick as a little bonus before I end this video, because this is something I see a lot of people not do that could actually really benefit you in Arsenal, and that's just shooting whenever you peek around the corner. Now I see a lot of people who are just running around the corner, and then when they see somebody, they just turn to them and start shooting. And this really puts you at a little bit of a disadvantage, because if you're already running out shooting and just spraying your gun wherever, you're already going to be doing damage to anybody who's around that corner. Now, this is especially true for automatic weapons, where you could just run out and just start spraying around the corner. And what this really does is it allows you to put more damage, even if you're not seeing them and you're just kind of spraying around the corner. It really puts you at more of an advantage because you're putting damage into them, and now that you're already putting damage into them and you see them, you can already start shooting them. But besides that, I think that's pretty much everything I'm going to show you guys in this video. If you want a part 2 where I show you guys some more tips to get better at Arsenal, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and goodbye.